Hey guys, we want to hear your unexplained stories. If you want to be a phone-in guest, or just email it to us at encounters@kyxfiles.com. Back to the show.
Welcome to the Kentucky X-Files, Season 2, with your hosts Dennis Mays, Tyler Stewart, and Josh Gibbs. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, so you never miss an episode. Now, on to our show.
Coming towards me, just crouched down. For me, at first, I thought it was just a footage thing.
I thought it was a bear. You can tell the difference between like a small or spindly leg creature and something with a larger foot. And it was big, whatever it was. It ran straight down at us and it just stopped. It was pitch black. Couldn't see it.
And most of these witnesses that have come close to these things could have been killed.
It was beating on the side of the house. I didn't hit the side of the house as it went by.
Now, when it stood up, that's when I knew it was a dog.
Like I needed someone to have pure faith in a higher power at that moment, and nobody fucking did.
Welcome back, guys, to the Kentucky X-Files. Just distracted.
There we go.
Dang it.
I was trying to do a delayed one for more effect.
You already did that the last time.
Did I?
Well, you did
I
it.
thought last time was like it was super aggressive.
It was aggressive, but it was delayed, though. You
It
were
was-
like all
yeah.
the way back, and you're like, ah!
You guys out there, let me know. Should I do it sooner or late? Now, I'm just kidding.
Or never.
Or never.
Like
Probably should.
I think you should do an interrupting bird call one time. Just surprise us like halfway through.
Just
season
like
two.
halfway, yeah.
Halfway in Tyler's intro.
Just like mid-sentence.
Yeah.
We're like on
It's
a
like, welcome
roll.
back.
Like, what the heck?
If anybody was driving and listening to last week's episode, if you almost got into a car wreck because of that, I apologize. I listened to that several times.
Was it last week's episode? I thought it was the week before that.
I don't
Dragon
know.
episode.
I don't know. It was the one where I like.
Yeah, I remember you were all the way back.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. So, congratulations to our winner. Our winner from the video, Scott. Yep. Scott won it. So cool.
Sorry, guys. We're a very low-budget podcast, so I'm trying to do...
Tyler has to do all the sound effects. One day we'll get some sound effects in there. There was a lot of KYX Files for Life hashtags on there.
Yeah.
And I'm really proud of that.
Yeah,
That's
that was
awesome.
cool.
It was so cool to see it. There was a couple comments that stood out that I was really stoked about. Where was it at here? It was one from Travis, which I thought was just probably one of the coolest comments that I thought I'd ever saw, where he said, you guys have single-handedly turned Monday into the best day ever.
Yeah, I saw that. That was awesome.
That's cool. So cool. And then somebody else had come along and said, I'll find it here. You guys commented a lot over the last week. I'm like,
Yeah, we had a lot of comments.
I am trying to. Oh yeah, you see where Scott responded to us coming to his house. He actually said to come on and he'll cook for us. That's
So sweet.
that is awesome because dude, we're big dudes.
Yeah.
That's a major undertaking.
Yeah,
That's a lot of food.
That's a lot of food.
He probably will you bring the food. I'll cook it.
That would be smartest.
That
yeah.
would be the smarter move.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I saw this where Brittany commented that anyone else starting to think that unicorns might actually be real. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I know that, we've talked about it before. There was an actual animal, what was it, a megafauna that had the big center horn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a real unicorn. It just wasn't very majestic.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's weird that the unicorn, isn't real, but things like the platypus and giraffe are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
that just makes no sense to me.
What's that one whale with the horn?
Narwhal.
Yeah, the narwhal, but that's not an actual horn. Did you know
it's
that?
His tooth.
Yeah,
it's
his
an
tooth.
elongated
It's his molar.
tooth. Yeah.
Dude, what if
That
you had a
comes-
molar growing out of your mouth like that?
That's crazy.
I'd keep it.
But I think I don't know if we said this on the episode before. Like
I'd use it to flip steaks.
I'm just thinking where did the evolution just trigger? I need to grow this one tooth out.
Right.
That's what I'm just saying. I could understand a lot of the evolution for some animals and us, but that specific animal, just its evolution decides I need to everybody has their own defense. I think mine should be a giant tooth coming out of my mouth, so I can stab people.
There are
stab other animals to protect myself.
There are some really peculiar evolutionary traits that took over. I mean,
what's that?
sloths. That was the greatest of the species.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We know it wasn't. The giant sloth was a monster.
Megatherium.
Yeah, and the ones we have grow moss.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem like that was the best direction.
Have you guys seen the video where the guy saves he saves the sloth and puts it on the tree and it literally turns around and waves at him hey, thanks, man.
Yeah. I just don't understand. Do you think that it evolved hey, if I move really slow, nothing would know that I'm alive?
I've learned to eat so slow that I'm invisible.
But
we can see you. Crap.
I heard that there's these frogs that will break their bones to use as weapons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard that too, or read
Isn't
that
that
somewhere.
fucking crazy?
That's badass.
Yeah, they'll break
Hopefully when they clone dinosaurs, they don't use those as the DNA, fill in. So, yeah. I don't know, Brittany. Anything's possible. I think.
You hear those types of evolutions,
right?
Something could be possible.
There's people that have a horn growing out of their head.
Right. Well, and this maybe falls back to the thing we were talking about with dragons, and as far as the fire and it burns or whatever, maybe it's a linguistic thing.
No.
What if the unicorn was just a poorly described rhinoceros?
Yeah.
A very skinny rhinoceros.
Right.
I mean, poorly described. If you've never seen a rhinoceros before in your life, and you tried to describe it to somebody else that never seen one before,
yeah, freaking,
and the only animal you could think of was a horse.
Yeah, or you're a very terrible drawer.
Yeah.
Because I know half the stuff I would probably draw would look like something totally different. What's that? That looks like a rhino with a jetpack.
Right.
It's a bass boat.
And wasn't the woolly rhino was around with humans too, wasn't it?
I want to say yeah.
I want to say it was. So
megafauna was
Yeah, so your woolly rhino, how's that any different from the prehistoric equine?
Yeah.
How far off is it as far as your descriptions go?
I just wanted to throw this out because it's been killing me since I listened to the last couple days. I've been going off and on listening to the last week's episode. And I hope somebody out there will throw this out because it is too funny that I caught myself. Okay, what's the spitting dinosaur that we were talking about that Hollywood embellished?
Dilophosaur.
Yeah,
Dilophosaur. But I called it a Dilophosaurus. So now when I heard it, all I keep picturing is the head of that on a llama's body now.
Dilophosaurus.
If you go back and listen to it, I say Dilophosaurus.
See, when he said it, I wasn't even thinking of the animal llama. I was thinking Dolly. So it was the Dilophosaur in like an orange robe, all zen.
That's funny. I didn't even, dude. To be honest with you, I didn't even notice.
Oh God!
I didn't even notice.
When I heard myself say that, I started cracking up. Now I couldn't. Stop picturing a llama with the Dilo's head on it.
That episode is a great example of showing that we do not script anything.
Yeah.
Like we're just riffing off the cuff. Like that's why this show is what it is us just talking like people talk.
Talking about the mysteries of the world and probably not getting any closer to the solution.
Right. We're learning with you guys.
Absolutely.
I feel like this is like TED Talk or something, whatever.
Yeah.
Just something like we just talk about random shit.
Want to shout out another comment. And then I know we got a couple emails, but a guy named Russ, he's on the channel here, says he agreed with the comment from Archangel from the previous. He said, "You guys really have a great show. I wouldn't worry about being a huge channel. Keep it real. Like my grandpa always told me, wait long and enjoy much. You have a fan in Bonnie Taro, what is that, Missouri? M.O., Montana, Missouri?
M O.
I'm not familiar with Virginia.
MT's Montana, right? I feel so bad. I don't know these. I used to know these.
Mississippi.
No, Mississippi is the only 4-letter one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it Germany?
I'm pretty sure he's in there.
You know, Russ, wherever you're from.
He's in the Netherlands.
We are happy to know that our show has made it all the way over to where you live in Russia.
I'm impressed.
Missouri. It's Missouri.
It's okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah, Missouri, Russia.
Yeah. I'm impressed that he can type with gloves on so thick.
I know, because
being in Siberia.
Yeah, in Siberia. Russ, please, I hope you don't take offense to any of that, just because we're dumb.
Yeah, it was poking fun of us, not you.
Yeah, because we don't know a globe.
Travis says one of the things that I like most about you guys, you present everything to us, the viewers, and then let us decide on our own. You don't try to make us believe one way or another. That's the problem with most channels. You know what? I agree with that.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
I would not want somebody to take everything I say 100%, because I could be missing something. I overlooked something. It's just like bringing ideas, because I feel like just in science, like you could have like a good theory going on, but somebody else could come along and give you just a better theory that help you along,
or even just one reason why everything you think is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Travis had another comment in there, asking about where to find the story on the seals.
Oh yeah.
And I think I discovered it on YouTube. Just you know how sometimes you fall down a rabbit hole, and then when I was talking about it on the show, I was reading it on Nat Geo, I believe. I think it was their website.
And that's where you came onto the story?
I found it on YouTube, but when I was putting my bulletin points in as I was talking on the show, I was kind of paraphrasing what I was reading from Nat Geo. I apologize for my voice, guys. Apparently I got something in my eye, so it's got my sinuses all screwed up.
Yeah, Josh is he kind of has an eye patch thing going on right now, and he's wearing his glasses, and we offered a stick so he could still feel around the table for things, but
yeah, the lack of depth perception is really screwing with me. I wasn't, and if I don't turn my head, I can't see Tyler, which is really messing with me. So I can hear him, I just can't see him.
When you were looking at something on your phone, and I mentioned maybe you need Braille.
He still has one eye.
Yeah,
still has one eye. So.
I got the one eye, but you should see me like. This microphone's really messing with me. I can't tell if it's right against my face or 4 feet away. So. But yeah, more or less, I'm just apologizing for having to clear my throat and the weirdness that's coming out of me right now because of the sinus. I don't know, why is that? Why is it when you get something in your eye?
It's
Your
all
sinuses.
connected. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, but I've never sneezed out an eyeball.
Jake, you ever had a toothache and then all of a sudden you have like a pain in your neck, and then it goes down to your shoulder, and it's like, dude, why?
Now it's like in the
Yeah.
like the top of your butt crack,
Just
and you're
because-
like, what the heck? It's like, why is like a toothache making my butt hurt?
I'm always like, this tooth needs to stop being an asshole and quit dragging everything else into it.
Yeah.
We spent last week.
I love that was the that
No,
was
I'm
the,
like,
that
let's-
was the transition.
Right. Let's just move along from the butt crack.
Right.
And then
That's in the past now.
that's in the past. Last week we were talking about one of Travis's comments said that there was a group that actually thought the T-Rex was a dragon. So I went in search of that. I wanted to read about it myself. I didn't. I never found it. So Travis, if you can point me to that, that'd be great. But I did find this journal called Evolutionary Biology. There are 3 paleontologists that have been assigned to a T-Rex cluster of bones, and they've pretty much figured out that the cluster of bones they had is not just Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's 3 different species of Tyrannosaurus Rex. So this is a big thing in the paleontology going on right now. There's the Tyrannosaurus Rex, which is the one that you love him, he's the fan favorite, whatever. Then you got the Tyrannosaurus regina and the Tyrannosaurus imperator. And they're arguing that they are 3 different subspecies that may or may not have, been around. And I don't know, this is like a big thing right now, where they're saying how like, like why would there need to be 3 different ones? Well, why is there, 3 different species of deer running around in North America? Why can't they all just be whitetail or blacktails?
Yeah.
To me, it makes sense, that these are animals from different areas and that lived at the same time. Maybe they just were a little different from each other.
This might be, I don't know. Like, what's the difference between the 2 deers?
It's-
Like the
Literally blacktail, whitetail. I mean,
really nothing else different.
There's some minute details to their characteristics.
When we
but
get the mule deer here too.
mule deer,
Deer.
I was just asking because like
Those are a lot different. looking,
everybody has
Yeah.
this argument that they there's a difference in
right?
in the genealogy of the Rexes that they're finding, but
Yeah.
it could be just the smallest thing. Like
Right.
I hate to bring the game into like a color mutation. Would that considered a
Yeah, I mean, it could be anything from they've found some specimens that have feathers on them, and
Well-
some that are so close to them but don't have feathers.
Well, then
It's
you
like
would
this could be the same species just from a different area.
we could say that same thing about people with red hair.
Sure.
That's they're human. They're still in the same thing, but they're different because they have that mutation though.
Isn't if they're all Rexes though? Aren't they all the same species at that point?
Yeah.
That puts them in
It
what?
would be in the same family.
It was because it would be the genus, the phyla, the genus, and the species would all be the same.
Yeah, it's like order, genus, family, and then specific species. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might have them mixed up. But
It's just like dogs.
it's
you
like
know? Dogs and wolves are the same species, right?
don't you dare, don't you do it. He's trying hard not to do a Predators quote right now.
It's like the difference between dogs and wolves.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, there it was. Now there's no putting that one back in the bottle.
Or am I getting that wrong? They're in the same familia.
They're in the same family, but
The
they're
genus, order, phyla are the same as the species itself. Okay, so I got that wrong. See again, unedited, unscripted.
on it. Yeah, scientist, please.
And let's keep in mind too that the last time I had to study this stuff in school was over 20 years ago. So
No. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's neat. There's like there's a whole gigantic family of those already. So prehistory was a terrifying place.
You know what it's making me think of though is you think about like a pack of wild dogs.
No.
They're all different breeds.
Sure. Yeah.
But they all run together. So
Could they have just banded together, you think?
I mean, at some point in time when carnivores can't hunt alone,
Yeah.
they team up because the bounty's bigger.
Shit, maybe. I don't know.
So how terrifying would that have been if T-Rex was slowly becoming a pack hunter?
Yeah. I don't know. What was it? The smallest, and basically one of the last of the tyrannosaurs. The Troodon, I think it was. It was like the furthest evolved dinosaur that existed before they were wiped out. It was like the one that had the most chances of becoming like their equivalent of a primate.
Yeah.
The largest brain capacity. Interesting though. There's still people, out there studying, individual skeletons that they found that are in the family but don't match it. That like it's in the same family, but it's just some species that came from somewhere else, So they definitely spread far and wide, but shit, they had millions of years to do so,
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's see here. I got some emails. I have not checked these out, so hopefully they're not foul.
They sent us something dirty.
Hopefully we're not gonna get like yelled at for something we said. I don't know, because if you're gonna yell at us, you can just do it on the YouTube comments.
Right, that's where everybody else does it.
Just call us out there. All right, we got one here. There is no name on it. Let's see here. Says here, first off, I'm going to remain anonymous. Okay, that's why there's no name on it.
That explains that.
Yeah. A few years back, I contacted one of the well-known podcasts, and the guy, there's parentheses in that, who interviewed me not only edited my voice, but literally changed what I was saying on it to stuff that I did not say. Oh. I wasn't sure if what I experienced was a Dogman or something else, but when I heard the episode, it had been edited to sound as if I was telling a story that simply wasn't accurate. I like that you guys are exploring the mysterious stuff, but not pushing your own agenda. You have another fan for life. Thank you. P.S. Yes, I did hear that scream too, so I'm not sure that it was that guy's character, the Dogman. Wow. Oh, thank you. I don't really know what to say to that.
I can tell you exactly what I want to say to that. If you want to tell your story unedited, unchanged,
there you go. Yeah,
we'd be more than happy to.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll still just like in your
happened.
email, we'll keep you anonymous.
Yeah.
So
reach
if you wanna
back
stay
out
that
to us
way,
again.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm sorry that that happened to you. And
Yeah,
I've suspected for a while something along those lines. So it's interesting to hear that. To be honest with you.
Yeah, it's terrible because it seems like a lot of these, there's a few that I feel like we've said.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just out there for what's the new millennial thing kind of thing to say, or Gen Z the thing to say, get clout.
Yeah.
Like they're basically pulling the same stuff that they do on TV. It's just they're pushing the scare factor or the anticipation, or something. Like they'll rearrange something to make it sound like it's more, especially have you ever noticed that in TV shows where it's building up to that one and they have that and it goes to commercial.
Always,
now you don't want to go away because you got to see what happens next.
I want to see what happens next. Yeah.
So I understand those are TV tricks. Now it's YouTube tricks.
Yeah.
And podcast tricks now. So.
Well, I mean, I think there's different categories. I think there's shows that are trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And then I think there's the entertainment shows.
Yeah.
That are there to entertain, and that's.
I kind of feel like that's kind of where we fall, though. I think a lot of our stuff is mostly the entertainment of the subject.
Trying to figure it out.
But we're not creating fiction.
Yeah, I don't. That's to me. That's
if there's any fiction in this podcast, it's something. It's not deliberate. It's something that we maybe miss. Like I said, we miss something, or we didn't just like how you were saying the dragon episode. He said that he got called out on.
There's also
the Dilophosaurus.
There's also if you call us or we call you and you tell us your story. As you've told it to us, it is recorded, and that's what's put out.
Yeah.
I'm not changing it to suit something. I'm not changing it for whatever.
Yeah. The most editing that happens is any downtime before Tyler does the intro, and then just volume changes and compression.
Yeah,
we don't change the words in the episode.
There's been a couple times where I've like completely butchered something I was trying to say, and I've literally stopped and reset it.
Yeah.
But I think that's just the nature of what we're doing.
If we have something that happens during the show and we have to stop what we're doing and we forget where we were.
Like the goat birth thing where we had to pause and then like talk to the wife and then...
And we had the same thing with when Scotty told his story.
Scott had his phone call.
We had to take a 45-minute break and we all lost track of where we were. So like there's a little bit of like backup punt and edit that goes into that, but that's the majority.
I'm not going to
we try to stay on track and we... Yeah, and I feel like he said it in the email. Like we're not like we had two people just say that. One in the comments and the other one. We don't try to push any narratives.
No,
we just tell what we are feeling, what we think, what it could be. Like we're not gonna bash any kind of idea or like what you believe in. Like because you could have the missing puzzle piece to a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
But we got to all just kind of come together and talk about it.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's what we're trying to do. And I feel like all of us have been trying. That's what we always say.
I think we should. Yeah, I think we got our point there. I think
the integrity is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That was a good comment. Yeah. I mean, email.
Yeah, it was. And reach back out to us, please.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would look. Did he say he had a Dogman encounter? Is that what he was saying?
He didn't know, but it was being basically like it was being steered into a Dogman story, and it wasn't.
Okay.
If you can, please, you don't have to tell us where you live, but like a general region, a state, or something like that, that would be great. Because I mean, I was going through a huge list of North American cryptids. And I was talking with these guys about this before the shows. That was my plan, was to kind of talk about how so many of them are very similar, but they're just slightly different, and all the stories are just a little bit different. But if you look at the silhouette drawings of what each one's supposed to be, there's a lot of common thread. But unfortunately, the picture is really hard to see when you can see out of both eyes.
Yeah.
I'm not doing so good with that department at the moment.
All right.
We'll save that for another episode. But if you could, tell us where you're at, maybe link it up with another cryptid or anything, I want to hear the story now.
I'd like to hear it myself, yeah. Be great, especially if the story itself matches, I mean, it said he heard this, or he or she heard the scream. So I'd like to. I would definitely like to.
Or even if you don't want to be on it, just like that, we'll read your email us.
Just email us again.
Just email us the story.
Because I could see a problem for someone that's been in that situation. To talk to on the phone, is that someone may
recognize your voice,
recognize the voice. Yeah, and there might be a problem. I don't know. Maybe there's a problem there, but
we just I thought we could distort the.
We could filter it.
We could filter the voice, but then again, it's all up to you. Like if you want to, that's fine. If you want to actually get your story out, unscathed, send it to us. That's what we do. We let you tell your story, no matter what it is.
Absolutely. We got another one here. Title of the email said Bigfoot Elaine. So I don't. It says here, hi guys, new fan here. I've been interested in the subject of Sasquatch for years. When I was a little girl, I apparently told my parents that I saw the hairy man in the woods behind our home. He had waved at me and threw pine cones to me. I can't remember it, but it sure spooked my folks. I told them he was bigger than Daddy and Papaw. My dad is around 6'3", and so is my grandfather on his side. Pretty wild, huh? Maybe I should get hypnotized. Elaine.
I mean,
that's
you do, make sure the session's recorded, and then let us hear it, or send us it typed out.
And that's I feel like that's another pattern, and I feel like we've I think we've touched based on it at one point in
Yeah,
time.
the curiosity with kids.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
curiosity
Yeah.
with kids, especially the one that I know everybody is anticipating this, like the return.
Oh, yeah,
of
yeah.
the elderly lady.
Yeah.
That we had a mishap with.
My friend Sasquatch.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
And
still
like
have that email here
that
somewhere.
kind of thing, like the friendliness that they have with children, and even like what was that one? It was with what's that one Survivor man? He was talking to a Native American, and he said that a child was missing, and like he was found on the outskirts, and he said that the big man, the hairy one, put me there, or something like.
Yeah.
There's
So
several stories
and
about
there's so
that.
many
The kid in the Pacific Northwest, the 6-year-old who went missing in the woods for like 3 days.
Yeah.
And then they found him, and he said that the big hairy man is what saved him, brought him to the edge of the road to be found.
Oh yeah, I think that was. I don't know if that's the same one, but
I think it's
even
a different story. Yeah.
Well, Survivor Man said that he did this one track of an old. Well, this one was old because the man was actually the kid that was involved in this scenario.
Yeah, I remember this story too.
He was like miles away from his house.
Yeah, walking.
And, yeah.
With no shoes on.
Yeah, and then Survivor Man took the distance. Like, he walked that whole distance, and he's like, a child could not have gone this far.
Yeah.
There's so much terrain to get around and stuff.
I
And they
think we
said they
talked about
found
that.
him laying in the dirt.
Yeah.
God, like that has like, and they said that the father was like, saw him and like, oh my God, like the worst things went through your mind.
Right.
He's dead. It's like that, but he turned him over and he's alive, and like no, like even the Survivor Man said, he's like, I don't know how he could have gotten here.
And we talked about that on the show because
Yeah.
one of us made the reference that you can't take your kids to the zoo and they can't walk for more than 30 minutes without needing picked up and carried. I forget which one of us said that, but
Right.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of common thread with the curiosity with children, the protective nature.
It's
But a
definitely
lot of stories that all sound the same, you know.
And it's definitely another pattern, a behavioral pattern, and it's not uncommon in the great apes too.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not uncommon at all.
Like they just see the little one and they just picture their little ones.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, I think that's
Like-
a empathetic intelligence. You know.
Well, I
It's-
mean, even like with Harambe, rest in peace. Like
Yeah.
he didn't actually do any harm to that child. He drug him around a little bit, but it wasn't any intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like he was just trying to get him out of the water. You know what I mean? It was like, I know. I saw a video where a lady was sitting next to a glass, and there was a mother gorilla on the other side, and she's holding her baby, and she's showing her the baby, and literally the mother gorilla shows her baby, and it's, you know, there's an intelligence there. They feel, you know. Yeah, poor Harambe, you know, rest in peace.
Right.
I hate to say this, but
The zoo had no choice.
they had, like, because no matter what, like, even if it was protecting the child, it's kind of like the whole a dog or like a bigger, like, say a bigger sibling with a younger sibling. They're just too rough.
Yeah,
They don't know. They're used to their children and stuff of that
Yeah,
nature. So
makes sense.
Like, I understand why they did it, but I feel personally, I think it was on the zoo. Like, why was that
Yeah.
able to happen though?
To their defense, the zoo has since been working hard to fix that. I mean, you know, we learn from our mistakes.
Yeah,
you know, we
learn
learn
from your
from
mistakes.
stuff.
Yes.
I'm not trying to crap on the Cincinnati Zoo, but
Yeah,
they've-
like, I'm not. That's what I
it was
wasn't
a
saying.
big
But
it was a big problem, and I think they've probably fixed it up real good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
it was just odd, stuff that went awry there.
Yeah.
So
I was there. I was a couple years back,
Mm-hmm.
several years back now since that happened. And when I was there, that whole exhibit was completely shut down, and they were reworking it. And you know, you could tell too. It was kind of a somber feeling for everybody walking past it. You know, like such a bummer. You know, but
yeah,
that's our life. You know, that's stuff that happens, and we insist on keeping wild animals in a place where we can view them, so things happen. You know, I was talking to my daughter and her friends today about what are the killer whales that are still in Florida, at some of these major parks. And one of our friends, he's like a brilliant kid, calls himself Frog.
Gamer tag.
Yep, and he's a really smart kid, and he loves this stuff. He was talking about how the dorsal fin on the killer whale,
Like how it's curled.
when they're curled like that, it usually, if they're curled a little bit, it's like it's stress, and the worse it is, it's almost like a depression, and
Yeah, you see that a lot at that. Like that's almost every picture I've seen.
in the wild, when you look at the dorsal fins of these killer whales, they're boom, straight up, they're in their element, they're living a good life.
So technically, it's kind of like how a dog wags his tail. Like if it's tucked under, it means that it's kind of cautious or something of that nature.
Like he's in some kind of distress or whatever. But I thought that was interesting.
That is interesting.
The killer whales in captivity are displaying. I know they said, what was it, years back? There was a documentary called Blackfish. You guys ever watch that?
No.
That is
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
really, really good. I totally would watch that if you guys are interested in this stuff. But it actually talked about this one killer whale that like did some damage to some people, right? And they actually had video of the day they captured it as a baby, and the sounds that it's making, and then the sounds that the whole pod is making because of this lost baby. There was a biologist on there like, dude, you're literally seeing PTSD happening right now. That they're not dumb animals. They're feeling, and they know something's wrong. This baby knows that he's being taken away from his family right now. And it's like this same whale is probably responsible for a lot of serious injury and maybe even deaths. And it's like, because you got to think, I mean, not to put too fine a point on it, but not everything that happens at a big park is going to be public eye. Settlements happen. Mm-hmm. Things go wrong and settlements happen. That's why there's settlements. They keep it out of the
Public eye.
You know what I mean? So I'm literally looking at it like, wow, we literally captured this in the name of entertainment. We took it out of its home, out of where it belongs, where it was going to live a great long life, and we put it in a big fishbowl and we taught it tricks. And then it turned on us. Because why? It's a wild animal that has a place in an ecosystem.
It used to have like miles and miles and miles of freedom. Now it literally doesn't even have probably a mile.
Had miles up and down.
Yeah, miles up and down.
Yeah.
Not including
It's just
around.
like me. Like, dude, I know you. I've told you this before. It's called the flying fox. It's the giant bat.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it's the size of a French bulldog with wings.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like flying fox. It
They're
literally
so
looks
cool.
like a fox with wings. Like, dude, it's such like the cutest looking. I want one. It says that its life expectancy is 25 years, but in captivity, like if you had it as a pet, 2 years. Now I was like, dude, I was so gun ho. I wanted one, but once I read that, I was like, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't bring myself. I couldn't take his life. Like 25 years. That's still for a lot of animals. That's a long time.
Sure.
But taking it down to 2 years just because it just can't, like, it's not in its place.
I had a similar thing, and I think I told you this. I wanted to set up a saltwater aquarium. I wanted an octopus because you could buy a little octopus until I read how long they live. In captivity, it's months. And I'm like, they're expensive.
Yeah.
Like, it's not cheap. I'm like, I was like, for one, that's expensive as hell for months. Two, if he only lives months in a tank, obviously something's wrong. And I changed my whole, I wanted a giant snail. I wanted one of the ecochinas or whatever. I wanted one. I thought they were so cool. Yeah, just handling them, it shortens their lifespan.
No kidding.
So I'm like, okay.
It's probably the salt on your hands if you touch them.
I don't know, but literally, I'm like, I don't, I don't want them because I don't want to be responsible for that. You know.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about the flying fox. Like I was so wanting one. It was so cool.
Yeah.
But once I heard 2 years, it dropped it down that bad. Like it killed me. I was like, that's a bummer. But I'm not like it. I'd rather it live a good life. I would like to see one day. But,
Absolutely.
But actually, like the way you were talking about too is that you said settlements and stuff are not. That's the reason why they're settlements. That's out of the people's eyes.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point of a settlement.
I feel like we've touched base on this too, but these national parks, man.
National parks don't do settlements. They just pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah, they pretend like you have an unexplained thing. Yeah, and you're like, oh, it was a.
That was a bear.
That was a bear.
Dude, this thing was like hitting my it like grabbed me and threw me. That was probably a cougar. What? Yeah.
I feel like you just channeled Norm Macdonald on that one.
Yeah.
Really?
That was a cougar.
That's a cougar.
I don't think that was a cougar. I think that was a Bigfoot. No. No. There's and that's my favorite part of it is the explanation doesn't. You don't get anything from it. It's always like, hey, Tyler, explain to me your encounter, and I'll be the park official.
Well, I was sitting there in my tent, and then it's something
No.
What? I didn't even finish.
No. It wasn't Bigfoot.
I didn't even say Bigfoot.
I know, because it wasn't one. It was probably a cougar.
I'm really loving the Norm Macdonald.
I'm a little lost here. Why
It was a bear.
Can I actually finish the story?
Yeah.
Can I make a report?
What do you want to report?
Something got into my.
The bear that got into your.
Wasn't
I'm just saying that's what's going. That's what we get.
Yeah.
That's what he's writing in the port. It wasn't.
Yeah, he's filling in his thing.
It's a bear.
While you're trying to, tell your.
Why are you filling out my like? I'm supposed to fill that out.
You know what's funniest about it is the paper he's filling out. It never goes anywhere.
Yeah. Because
nobody has a record of it afterwards. So that means as soon as you get up and walk your ass out or hang the phone up, that report that's as far as it goes right there. You literally sent it to the top.
Yeah.
And the top didn't give a shit.
That's a good point, too, because if you look up anything that involves anything with national parks, there's no way to look up anything that happens there.
Yeah.
You can get police reports if it makes it that far.
Yeah.
But I don't think park rangers actually do anything like you said. Oh, okay. Yeah. Eggs, bacon.
Right. Yeah. They're making their fucking
grocery list.
Yeah. I tell you what they do is you might get attacked by a Sasquatch camping out in the middle of the woods somewhere. Nothing will happen. But I tell you what, if you're on the bank fishing 20 feet from your car and your fishing license is in that car, you're getting a ticket, buddy.
Yep.
Because that's too far.
That's too far.
I'm not making that up. That shit happened to me.
You gotta have your fishing license tattooed on you.
It's a number now that you get on your phone.
Well,
so that has gone
where
away.
Where was that shit when I needed it?
Right.
I was
get it like
standing.
a badge.
I could see my vehicle. My wallet was in the dash, just sitting there. I didn't have any money in it, so before and I definitely didn't have a credit card, so don't even bother. So it was sitting there. And he's like, I need to see your fishing license. Oh, it's in the. Let me go walking. No, you don't have it on you. No, it's right there. I'm pointing at it. You see that wallet?
Yeah.
That wallet right there has got what you're looking for in it. And I'll go get it because I was meaning to go grab it anyway. You just reminded me. And he literally was like, "Well, you don't have it on you, so I'm gonna have to give you a ticket today."
See, this is what you should have done.
But it's right there. Bigfoot put it there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you should have started, like, saying, oh, yeah, I'm glad. Before we do that, I'm glad that you're here. I just saw this big. No.
He would shut me down and walk away.
No.
And then I would have got damn it. If only I was into Bigfoot. If I would have been interested in this stuff then.
You could have got yourself out of a ticket.
I think it was I was 17 years old or something, and I think he just saw an easy ticket.
Yeah.
Got my wife, too. Got her.
Yeah, the fish bandit?
Yeah, that was years later. It was a different guy, but, I mean, he might as well have been the same dude.
Because
he wouldn't.
Wore it.
They put... She'd be so pissed. See, she didn't have her fishing license one day, and she got a citation on it or something, right? We forgot all about it. I mean, stuff happened. Babies came, and bills are getting paid, jobs. Important stuff happened.
Yeah.
Years later, she's backing out of a parking spot. Somebody hits and runs. Like, just nailed the car and took off. She calls the police to report it. They get there and they arrest her. Because there was a bench warrant out for her arrest from this fishing license thing from like years before. So she was in a jail cell for all of like 2 hours, and we came and got her.
Let's go bail mom out.
Yeah, and we got her, and then called her the Fish Bandit for a couple years afterwards. Like,
how have I never heard this story? I love
it. A couple months later, we go to the court because it had a court date, a public hearing, So we go down there, and she's worried. She's like, "Oh my God, what if they put me in jail?" I'm like, "They're not gonna put you in jail over a fishing license." And she had a fishing license.
Cost more to feed her.
Yeah,
the plate of food they had to give her was. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
she literally had a fishing license at the time of this. It was in her purse.
In the car.
Right there on the bank. And I was like dying because the same thing had happened to me before, except for I didn't get arrested for it. I just paid it. But yeah, we go to the hearing, and the judge is like, "What?" She goes, "What did you think this was just going to go away?" And my wife, she was just honest. She was like, "Honestly, I forgot all about it." She's like, "I am dead serious that I literally forgot all about it, and I've never done that before or after." I like a parking ticket. It gets paid. It's done. Never even just out of her mind. Other stuff happened.
Right.
And she even told her, she's like, I still have a copy of the fishing license that I was accused of not having. And the judge literally said, "Honestly, if you would have came in then, I would have done the same thing I'm going to do now. I'm throwing it out."
Yeah.
And she just dismissed it right then, like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Just don't let it happen again.
Yeah.
Repeat fishing offenses are looked down upon in Kentucky. Just to warn you guys out there.
Frowned upon.
Yeah. So if you guys get a chance out there on the podcast, there's something that you could do that I've been really curious about. And I know we get these comments every now and again. I just wanted to get it out there before I forget about it, because I've literally forgot this for 3 episodes. Tell me your favorite Bigfoot shows and movies that you've watched, or just cryptid shows or movies. Yeah. I don't care how ridiculous it is. Someone put up one that said Bigfoot versus Megalodon on a Facebook group, and I was like, I have to see that. I have to see how that turns out.
Well, yeah.
How does the Bigfoot battle the Megalodon? And, that's what I want to... If you guys can remember that, comment and let us know. I want to know your favorite cryptid monster movies. Let me know.
Let's throw this one out there. What's that one? Is it Primal Rage?
That's a good one.
This one, it takes a weird turn.
It's the Predator Bigfoot.
Yeah. He actually...
that is a good one. I like that.
You actually will notice he has a mask.
Hey, don't spoil it for the people that
I'm just
haven't
telling
seen
him, he's the Predator.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
It's a good movie, though.
It's a great movie.
But it's a good movie. You there's some weird parts in it.
It is Predator Sasquatch. Yeah, there are. Yeah.
Predator Squatch.
Squatch.
Dude, there's one I haven't
Predator.
watched it yet, but God, I can't wait. It's the one where Bigfoot fights the Wendigo.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that.
I want to see that one.
I actually just watched the Wendigo. It's called Antler.
I watched that one.
Yeah, we watched that one.
That one was awesome.
I liked it. It was just there were some discrepancies that I was like,
yeah.
But it was good.
There's more than just a.
There's a couple of major parts where
there's a huge part that had me and Sam livid, and I think I was even texting you because I think you had just watched it or you were watching it at the same time we were.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for the folks.
Yeah,
but yeah.
But yeah, it was a cool movie. But
I guess we gave you 2.
There was a
You're
definite
gonna know
what the fuck.
after we get
Yeah.
done. Well, you're gonna know exactly what we're talking about too. I guarantee it. That's a good one.
I've been wanting to tell
Dark
you that
as
I
the
watched
night.
it.
Dark as the night
God
is.
dang it, we're getting them all.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that
one of
one
my
was good.
favorites.
I liked that one, but it was a. I don't know. Like, I just didn't like how they did the creature. Just saying
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But good story. Great story.
Great story.
Go for that.
You guys out there that don't forget this, remember.
Give us some.
Tell us ones that we haven't mentioned here.
Yeah. Hashtag Fish Bandit, and then tell us the title of your movie.
Yeah.
Don't.
Oh my God, she's gonna murder me.
Yeah, no, she's gonna murder
she's
you
gonna
because
murder
you're the
me.
one that said the hashtag.
I'm gonna edit this. I'm gonna change it to be all Josh. You're just gonna hear Josh like just oh yeah. How did I not know this story? And then all of a sudden he'll be like hashtag Fish Bandit, and I'll just play it for Kat. Like, look what Josh did.
He's
Was
so
it me
mean.
though? Was it me? Yeah, no, she'll never buy it. She'll never believe it.
Well, she probably think you put me up to saying hashtag.
That's exact. She'll see right through it.
Yeah.
She's been with me long enough. She sees through all of my bullshit.
And you
Yeah.
can't lie.
I'm a terrible liar. That's a
Yeah.
fact.
That's a fact.
Yeah, it sucks too. There's so many useful moments where if you were a good liar, you can use that to your advantage, and I suck. And it's been since I was a child. You know, I told you guys about my thing when I was a kid, the where I learned that I was a terrible liar, right?
I don't
used
think
to
so.
I used to steal tape from my dad's garage all the
yeah, I
time,
remember
like
that, yeah.
electrical tape, and I would take sticks and make swords and weapons out of it.
course.
Isn't that weird? That
But I think we all did that.
right?
I'm just.
But it was like really bad.
I'm
Like
just upset that you use electrical tape. That's.
it was all I could find, because he hid the masking tape, like for painting. He hid that stuff. Like
That crap was expensive.
I got into it a couple times, and then that was that. But he literally comes out, and I got stuff everywhere. I got swords, man. I got like weapons. I got armor. You know, I've got everything. Tape's all gone, right? And he's like, "You've been taking my tape. This stuff's everywhere." No. What's that? That's your tape. I'm sorry.
That's your tape.
I told you to stay out of my tape. Yeah.
I didn't listen.
I was excited. I had some new ideas for new swords. Yeah, so I've been a terrible liar ever since I was a kid. It's
Oh, yeah.
it's not been beneficial.
So that was that the. We don't have any more emails.
Well, that's all the emails we got.
Yeah.
And I know it's like I wish we had more. But I am grateful for the amount that we get in.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
here's the
for
thing,
sure.
though. Those 2 emails were really cool.
I just.
Yeah.
It hey, send them more because it makes our heads bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Make us feel important. Are we valid?
Yeah, I was just about to say you beat me by 2 years.
So yeah, that's all I got for this week. I don't know about you guys. I just really wanted to hear people's monster movies that they like.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, this like it would help us a lot, and I know we've been posting little recordings before each episode, but you guys have anything to talk about, either email us or message us if you want to be on the show. Everything it's at encounters@kyxfiles.com
Yep, definitely.
or the Facebook. I know.
If you need Tyler's direct number, just message me and I'll send it to you. You can call him. I'm
Know
not,
what?
I'm not really going to do that.
I will gladly answer it.
Wow. So they can text you directly their encounters?
Yeah, if you do. Well, I don't think you will, but if
I
you
mean,
did.
if you're serious right now, we'll.
I just wanted to be on the internet. Like, I don't want somebody randomly.
All right, everybody
messaging
out
me.
there, grab your pens. I'm just kidding. If he
just
doesn't
want-
answer, I can give you his home address.
Not that.
You can visit him at any
Why
time.
do you want to visit random people? It's like
I wanna get out
None
and-
of these people want
wanna
they
get out
want
there
to. They
and
want to
shake
listen
hands.
to what we have to say. They don't want us in their house.
I'm just saying, like, it's a gratitude thing. It's like these people are making the show mean something. I want to go shake their hands at their house.
Well, we can meet as a designated spot, so it's not creepy.
It won't be creepy.
That's creepy. Going to somebody's house unannounced.
No,
Yeah.
We're announcing it on the show.
I mean, that's
Okay,
you
we're
can't-
done with this.
You really can't announce it any more than that. That's
Yeah. Hey, we're coming to your house, Travis.
We're coming to a house near you.
I would just show up with
Your
like, a big
house.
box of donuts for Travis.
A box of donuts.
Like, hey man, I know this is weird, but look,
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kremes, bro.
Oh no.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Buskins.
Buskins.
Yeah.
Travis is definitely a Dunkin' over Krispy Kreme guy.
Think he's a Dunkin' guy?
I think he's a Dunkin'
See,
guy.
I was a Dunkin' guy. I was a Dunkin' guy when I was a kid, and now I'm not so much anymore.
We'll see what he says.
I like Buskin. I'm a Buskin guy.
Well, see, Buskin's good, but
Yeah.
we've also got some like only local stuff. Like if I have my choice, it's going to be the little donut shop down there at the bottom of down in Port Wright, Covington area.
Oh yeah, what's that called? Sundowns or something?
No, it starts with an E.
I like Miss Shirley's.
Shirley's is not bad.
Yeah, that's Country Cousins Reborn.
Yeah,
because she worked for
Country Cousins was.
Yeah.
Emerson's.
Emerson sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think it's Emerson's Bakery. That is some of the best donuts I've ever had. But that's like there's 2 locations.
I got told one day this random guy I was sitting there I was delivering beverages, and this dude literally started going on a rant about the donut shop that was down there somewhere, and it was like sundials or sundowns or something, and he said in the morning when the place opens there's a line all the way around the building, and I'm like, that's the place to be. If there's a line, then that place that's you know what I mean?
It's hopping.
When's the last time you seen a line? I mean a line, you know, like
that new Dunkin' Donuts that's by the La Rosas down there.
Yeah.
It in the morning.
Yeah,
really?
They'll be up in the
it has a
emergency
huge line.
Same with the one up here by the high school. It's
Yeah,
the same way.
they're actually thinking about putting another one by Burger King, another Dunkin' Donuts. Wow. Because of how much volume they're doing.
Have you guys noticed that UDF sells donuts now that aren't Krispy Kremes? They got their own brand.
Okay,
They're good.
I
They're good.
really feel like this podcast turned into KY Donut
Files. Yeah.
Hey, as long as it's not KY Jelly-filled donuts, we're doing all right.
Yeah. There's definitely like
we've already got that joke. We've already got that joke once.
I'm just saying there's problems.
We live in the state of Kentucky.
We
live by that joke.
Okay. So anyway, you guys out there,
ooh, if you like really, really bad B-movie monster movies, I got one for you. It's called Claw.
Yeah, you were telling us
It's about a dinosaur.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, you were talking about that one.
Horrible. I love it.
I do love horrible movies.
Oh, it's horrible. I love everything about it. It's so bad.
Well, yeah, guys. This one was a weird one. Like we always say, we don't script these. These are right off the cuff.
You ever notice he has to apologize for us on every
yeah,
episode?
I do because we gotta, no, I'm not embarrassed of you guys. I just want to make sure
of
that.
this, Tyler? Are you angry for this?
No.
Okay.
You ashamed of it?
Are you ashamed of this?
No.
He spends half the episode patting ourselves on the back, and then the other half apologizing
for the stuff we say.
I just found that. Yeah. God, you're right. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, I just try to reassure the people out there that like just don't have a lot of stuff right off the top of our heads. Like,
well, I mean, I don't know. I feel
like Gibbs is blind right now, so he couldn't do what he wanted to do.
We have to help him into his house.
Yeah. So we gotta. That's why we're probably gonna cut this off one right now because we gotta help Gibbs into his house.
Yeah. He's having trouble. We don't want him to fall.
Yeah.
I have one eye working right now.
We don't
They
want
both
him,
work. It's just something was in the one.
He doesn't. We don't want him to pull a full gainer
or even a half gainer.
Or a half gainer.
Yeah,
we don't want that.
Oh God. All right, you guys out there, take care of each other. Have a good Monday and a good morning and a good week. Get you a donut.
Yeah, get a donut. Tell us your favorite donut.